How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we're going to talk about Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg possibly leaving the Supreme Court very soon. Now, I've not seen anything to substantiate my claim with 100% certainty one way or the other, but I have seen some things that make me believe that she could be leaving very soon because she doesn't have much of a choice. Now, to back up a little bit to explain how we've gotten here so far, let me just give you some background on Ruth Bader Ginsburg. First of all, she is 85 years old. She will be 86 on March 15th. She has had cancer twice before, once in 1999 and once in 2009. Just recently, at the end of December of last year, she had some cancerous nodes removed from her lung. She's recovering from that right now, which is why she's not been in the Supreme Court during oral arguments over the past 3 or 4 days. She also sustained some broken ribs a little bit before the surgery for the cancer nodes in the lung. And I presume she's not really all the way back from that either. At 85, 86 years old, a very small, and for a woman, I would think any kind of injury like that would put her at a disadvantage as far as her mobility and ability to recover. Now, you got people on the left who are saying, not so fast, pump your brakes, hold your horses. Just because she's not been in the Supreme Court physically over the past few days does not mean she's not going to be able to do it anymore. As it stands right now, she's at the house basically working remotely. But I would presume if you're a Supreme Court justice, the job does not mean you can just be at the house all the time. At a certain point, you got to go to the court and be present for whatever you got going on. The White House is preparing for a possible exodus because they see the writing on the wall. It's like, okay, you've not been here. You're getting up there in age. How long can you actually be in the Supreme Court? Now, Ruth Bader Ginsburg has said recently, I think as recently as last year, that she wants to be in the Supreme Court for like 5 more years, maybe more. And my humble opinion is to try and wait out Trump, because she knows that if she is to retire right now or pass away right now, which would be very unfortunate, that Trump will be able to replace her. And if you thought the Brett Kavanaugh and Neil Gorsuch hearings were a circus, get ready for Ruth Bader Ginsburg's replacement. Oh my goodness, that's going to be a big mess. You're going to hear stuff like misogyny being thrown around, optics. You're going to hear all kind of just wild stuff coming from the media, mostly, and the left. I predict they'll try to put in a female Supreme Court justice to replace her, probably Amy Barrett, who was a lot of people's pick last time, but we got Brett Kavanaugh instead. A very good man, a qualified man, but I think that Amy Barrett will be the perfect replacement. Now, some wouldn't like that. They would say, oh, it's just a affirmative action pick, identity politics, whatever. I think that it'd be appropriate considering the circumstances. It'd be easy to get her in there. There's no dirt on her. Anybody going to come out and say, you touched me on the pool party boat 30, 40 years ago? That's not going to happen with her. I think it'd be an easy slam dunk, considering it would be a lot of backlash against whoever he puts in there, especially since we got the whole border wall kerfuffle going on. Trump has said that we want to have the wall and we're going to get it no matter the cost. We're going to get it by any means necessary, which could include invoking a state of emergency. If he does that, the Democrats may challenge it in court saying you don't have the authority to invoke state of emergency and then use funds to build the wall, eminent domain and stuff like that. If you're going to build a wall on people's property on the southern border. So it's going to be a court case. I think that the case will probably go to the Supreme Court. And if you have a bunch of conservative people in there, it'll be easy to get that passed versus a liberal court. And Ruth Bader Ginsburg could be a key vote in that particular situation. You may have John Roberts, who could go one way or the other. If you have her out and a conservative in, it'll be an easier road for Trump to get the wall. So that's really important and something to keep your eye on. But either way it goes, I don't wish Ruth Bader Ginsburg any kind of ill will or malice. I'm just saying that she probably should retire right now. She should have been retired a long time ago, really. She probably should have retired about 10, 15 years ago. But especially right now, if you're not able to be in the court and you're constantly having these, illnesses, injuries and stuff like that, it might be time to go and let somebody else come in there. And if she does not leave right now, when will she leave? Trump has at least 6 more years, in my humble opinion. 2 more years in this current term, this year that we're in right now, and also 2020, and then 1 more term. So you're talking about 6 more years of Trump. Will she be able to survive? At the end of the 6 years, she'll be in her 90s. If you're having these problems right now at 85, going on 86, how are you going to improve as you continue to get older as an elderly person who is already starting to deteriorate at that age? We'll see, but whatever the case may be, the White House is getting prepared for her potential departure. The left, or some on the left, don't think she's going to actually leave. But what do you think? Do you think that Ruth Bader Ginsburg will retire very soon, this year, tomorrow? I mean, it could be any day now, in the year now, whenever. But when do you think she's going to actually leave? Do you think she'll pass away before she retires? I think that's her actual goal, to be quite honest with you, is to stay in there forever. Just like John McCain. He stayed in there until he died. And John McCain, that was a really egregious case. This man was sicker than Ruth Bader Ginsburg is now, in my humble opinion. I don't know her condition to be 100% certain, but John McCain was not in the Senate for like a year. He was at home literally phoning it in for like a year and a half. He knew he was dying, but he wanted to stay in the Senate long enough to just obstruct Trump with Obamacare and stuff like that. But I'll leave that right there for now. Whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.